What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Goshen's Games, and welcome back to another SAOIF video. And if you're catching me for the first time, well, this video is for you guys. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. Welcome to a revamped beginner's guide for SAOIF, because there's been a lot of changes to the game and I need to do these. Alright guys, so for today's topic, we're going to discuss the item shop. Because from my previous videos, when I didn't discuss the item shop, but I discussed weapons, when you manufacture weapons, when you produce weapons and things like that. That was the beginner's guide. It's for weapons and equipment. And so I'm going to be basically revamping that beginner's guide for you guys by looking at the shop. Now, this is something that was not available back then. We couldn't go into our regular menu and click on Enhanced Trade, which is currently being blocked by my screen here. So let me go ahead and just move this up. So give me a quick second and I will do that. And we can continue on with the video. Yes, please. There we go. All right. So we couldn't do this before. You couldn't go into Enhanced Trade when I had my prior video. So now we can click on that, and that brings us to production trade items, which all of this is what we're going to talk about today. Enhanced skill record, enhanced equipment, production, trade, limited items. I don't really care about the avatar shop. You guys can explore that. But this is what we're going to talk about. And actually more specifically the weapons and the equipment and the production, because there's a misconception, and it's only for new players, that you can buy the same weapons from the vendors, which no, you can't. Okay, so let's actually go to a vendor really quick so we can see the difference. This way. We're going to go to a vendor really quick so we can see the differences between buying an item or buying a weapon versus you manufacturing the weapon. Because there's big differences between the two. And the biggest difference, while this is loading, the biggest difference between the two is that when you buy the weapon from the merchant, you do not get bonuses. Alright, so we're going to go talk to the merchant right here. Merchant, load up. Alright, so buy. So right here, if you're at the merchant, you can buy the different weapons. Now, these weapons, they're not good. They're not good, okay? Like, they're basic weapons. Let's be honest. They're not going to do you any good. It's just basic stuff. And on top of that, there's no bonuses on them. So you see the random bonus down here? There's no bonuses on there. Okay, so when you buy a weapon, you don't get anything from this. Okay, on top of that, you're just wasting your coal. Not that you're gonna run out of coal anytime soon, because as you can tell, I have 9 million coal. That's just like, you don't need any of this. Okay, you're gonna be able to produce your weapons at a fairly quick rate. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. Because if you're brand new to the game, never played this game before, you're brand new to the game, then what should you make as far as the weapons go? Well, first and foremost, you want to make a weapon for whatever skills you have available. Okay, so that's without question. So say I'm going to just use swords because it's the first one here. Plus, there's a lot of free sword skills. So those of you guys who are free-to-play players, just keep that in mind. There's a lot of free-to-play sword skills that they give you in this game. Because, I mean, Sword Art Online. So, from the video that I did at first to the video that we're doing today, there's been a lot of changes when it comes to equipment themselves. You see the equipment level. So, the equipment level is the level requirement for you to actually use that equipment. Now, when it comes to the weapons, they have shifted the equipment levels quite a bit. Okay, as you can see here, right here, when we get to level 55 and level 60, then there's that big shift. Then we start seeing level 62, 64, 66. It's every 2 levels now instead of every 5 levels. And the reason for that is because it takes forever to level when you get, higher levels. It gets ridiculous. Now, it's a little bit easier, and if you want to find out how to level up quick once you reach floor 20, then you can go ahead and click on the video I will link at the end of this one. But for the weapons themselves, okay, when it comes down to it is, when you get to level 10, don't make a sword or weapon every 5 levels. Trust me when I say this, it's a waste of time. And the reason why it's a waste of time is because you're going to level up pretty damn quick in the beginning of the game, and you're going to be going to the next floors really quick. So you get to level 10, get the anneal blade, and you're good to go. You're alright. Don't worry too much about it. It's a beginner level sword. Yes, okay, my eye is itchy, so I'm rubbing it. It's a beginner level sword, so don't worry too much about it. Make the anneal blade and make the corresponding armor that's at level 10 as well, the mixed clothing. So you got the top and the bottom pieces. So you're going to go ahead and make those two. Also, do not bother upgrading them. Don't upgrade them at all. In fact, don't upgrade any weapons until probably at this point. Honestly, I would say probably until about level 70. Because after level 70, it's going to take a lot longer to level up. And you'll be sitting on that level 70 sword for that much longer of a time period. So maybe even... you know what? At that point, it depends which one you can get faster. Whether it's a level 70, level 72, level 68. Whichever one of these 3 that you want to get first. Okay? Because I know personally, I had the plate blade for quite a long time. I think this was floor 8. Judging by the Yeti fur. So this should be floor 8. You used to be able to tell what floor it was by the requirement level, but since they've shifted the requirement level over, it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, this is floor 8. Icy Axe's blade, because you're gonna use an ass blade. What would an ass blade look like? You know what? I don't even want to know. Might look like that, to be honest with you, because that's what that sword looks like. Ass. It looks like a popsicle. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So, whatever weapon you want to make at that point, whichever one you can make faster, because that's a floor 8 blade, that's a floor 8 blade, that's a floor 9 blade. Okay, so whichever one you could do faster when you get to around here, then you can start improving the equipment that you get. But in the beginning, don't improve the equipment, just make the blade. Okay, so you got your anneal blade level 10. Alright, level 20, make the brass sword. Level 30, the stout brand. Level 40, greenish sword, and so on and so forth. So you just make the weapons. Don't level them up. Don't improve them. It's a waste of materials, and you will need those materials. You will need those materials later on. Trust me when I say it, because I tend to run out of materials a lot at the end game. Okay, especially when I'm making a new sword and stuff. I want to get the best stats on those swords. So yes, you want to hold on to your materials so that way you don't throw them away. Same thing when it comes to the armor. You get your mixed clothes, you get your brass armor, dawn armor, studded mail, so on and so forth. And then once you get around here, where's the violent armor? I call it violet armor. I held on to for a long time. That's just how it went. Let's see here. Where's the... So this is the floor 8 armor, the Seeker armor and the Icer armor. Those are the floor 8s. Again, because the Icy Axe's blade, that gives it away, because those are from the penguins. Piece from Icy Sword, that's from the penguins, that's on floor 8. So those 2 armors are floor 8. So whatever you want to get around that time, then you can start leveling up your armor, and you'll be able to afford skipping armor for a good while. I think honestly the next armor I upgraded from here was the ninja costume. I skipped all the way to that. So things like that, like you don't have to worry so much in the beginning. Just make the weapons and be done with it. Don't level them up. Now, again, do not buy the items or the weapons from the merchant. It's a waste of time. It does you no good. Okay? With that being said, let me bring the production back up. Or not production, the enhancement. Now the enhancement, when we look at the enhancement, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to leveling up items. You click on the item and you select on your glare stones. Your glare stones will then be the stones you use to level up the said items. So Dragon's glare stones, you have your can you cancel please? Rigid stone, and then you have your regular glare stones. So use these to level them up. Now, when it comes to low level, so I'm going to level this up just to level up to show you guys. When it comes to low level, level 1 through, up to level 20, because 1 star is up to level 20, 2 stars is up to level 40, 3 stars is up to level 60. Level 20, you can just click on either your glare rigid stone, or you could even use these and level them up like this, but they will cost the same amount of coal. Sorry, they will cost more coal when you use the higher level ones as opposed to using the lower level ones. So if I was to level it up to level 14 using the regular glare stones, which I'll do right now just to show you guys, it cost me 1800 coal. We're going to continue enhancing. If I go ahead and click it again, it's going to cost me another 1700 coal, making it a total of, so it's 2 carry, no, I was going to say carry the one, no, it's about 3500 coal. So that's cheaper if I was to go ahead, let me go ahead and select a new one. It was cheaper is if I use this, because this is going to cost me 4800 coal to use the glare rigid stone, or it's going to cost me 6300 coal to use the dragon one. Okay, so use the cheaper one first on a low level. Now when you transform the item, transformation meaning that you limit break them or whatever you want to call it, basically making a 2-star or 4-star, 2-star or 3-star, that allows you to then increase the level for there. So then at that point you would want to use the higher level ones, or the glare stones, because then it's going to cost less. It's going to be more cost efficient because you have to use less of them. So right here, if I'm using 20, it's going to cost me 18,000 coal. It's going to give me up to level 51. So it's going to give me 11 levels. Where this right here is going to cost me 6,000, and it's only going to give me 5 levels for using 20 of these. So I will need to use way more of these. It's going to cost me way more coal at that point, as opposed to just using the dragon glare stones. Same thing here. It's going to cost me 1800, but that's 1800 every 20 that I have to use, and it's only going to give me 2 levels on 20, so it's going to cost me more. Then you have succession. Succession is when you carry over the stats to a new weapon or armor or shield or whatever. Okay, so you want to get basically the best stats moving forward. Now the stats, it really depends on what the build that you're going for is. So if you're going for a defensive build, maybe you want to go for a little bit more defense. If you're going for, obviously, defensive defense. If you're going for an HP build, go for HP. But you might also maybe get a little bit more attack power to scale better with your attacks. It depends on your skills that you have on the account. Because the skills react differently. You have some skills that are HP dependent. You have some skills that are defensive dependent. You have some skills, or most skills, based off of your attack. In fact, all attack skills are scaled off of your attack, but you have bonuses that go with defense or HP. So for example, to give you an example of a skill, so that way you guys understand, a skill that goes based off of your defense. This one right here, this Kismel skill, the higher your defense is, the more additional damage you do. So if you're building a defensive build and you want to do more damage with this skill, obviously you do want attack power because it will scale with attack power, but you also want more defensive capabilities because this ability will scale as a bonus with defense. So it depends solely on your skills. Like I said, there's some skills that rely strictly on HP and so on and so forth. So to give you another idea, if you're doing axe builds typically run on HP. Let me see. Limit break. Let me go with my axe skills on limit break, because that's where they are. All right, so which one? This one, I believe. No, that's healing. My bad. Hold on, let me go back. Nope. Which one is it? You? No, you? That's less HP. I had one that that was strictly on HP. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? All right, that's less HP. But you get what I'm saying. So right here, the less HP that you have, the more damage that you do. So that's not like, oh, let me limit how much HP I have. No, that's like your percentage on your health. But where the hell is it? I had one skill that was strictly on HP, and it's going to upset me since I can't figure it out. It's the burst skill. Okay, so right here, additional damage based on your max HP for 30 seconds. So this is the type of skill that you would use if you were building an HP build. And I'm sorry that I kind of drifted off there. It took me a little bit to find the skill, but you get what I'm saying. Depending on your build style and depending on the skills that you're using to take advantage of that said build style, those are the bonuses that you would want to go for. And getting those specific bonuses is what's going to eat up your coal. So I hope you found this video somewhat informational, and it's an upgrade from my prior one, only specifically because it's easier to level up now. They've changed the way that the equipment level is, or the level requirement on the equipment. So there's been a lot of changes to the game since I made the first video, but I'll link the first video here at the end of this video for you guys to watch as well. And yeah, I hope you did find it somewhat helpful. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day. Good game, guys.